I think my biggest question that I've been dealing with is how to feel more like in control of my life, especially 15 months postpartum, dealing with kind of just like a body image. Even though I'm so close to the weight before I was, it's just like things are looking different. And then also keeping my career. I'm a wedding photographer and videographer, trying to balance that with being a partly stay-at-home mom. I still feel like this sense of like I'm drowning sometimes in things, but yet I'll talk to my friends or other people and I'm like, wow, they have it so much more difficult than I am. But I still feel like I'm in this fight or flight mode, I guess.
Okay.
And so I would just love to, how can I kind of like change the way I think about that or try to be more positive with that? Or I guess just like ways to kind of help steer my mindset away from the kind of fight or flight, I guess, mode.
Okay, just explain the fight or flight, and then I'm going to give you some suggestions. When you say fight or flight, what's happening with that?
I guess I just feel like anything in my day, whether it's like my child starts crying or I need to do laundry or I need to send a quick email for work while he's there, I just always feel like everything has to be quick. Like I have to get things done in a certain amount of time because I feel like my time is really limited now. So I just always feel like everything in my day is a go, go, go.
Okay. And when you say my time is so limited because now there's this pressure having a new baby, or what do you mean it's so limited?
Yeah, it feels limited in that sense. Like he's in daycare only 2 days a week. So I feel like those days really I have to get everything else done. The other days I'm home with him, which is so amazing. I'm so lucky, but work then only is in the nap time there. So I feel like I just feel torn then in a sense of like when I'm with him, I feel like I need to be working. When I'm working, I feel like I need to be doing laundry. I just always feel like I just have so many things above the surface and I don't know how to, I guess, change my mindset of being like, I'm lucky for everything I have. How do I?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I think a lot of people are going to resonate with this. I have 3 children and I remember what it's like when you first have a newborn. It does feel completely overwhelming, and especially if you work. So I think a lot of people are going to relate to what you're saying. So thank you so much for being so vulnerable and so honest. I think 2 things have to happen. One, we have to change our mindset, but then we also have to get practical about maybe you do really actually need more help. And it can be help with the stuff you need to do around the house, or it might be help at work. You and I will think about that, but let's start with mindset,
Okay.
because one comparison, that's death for all of us. As you start comparing yourself to other people, you can just forget about it because everyone has a different life, a different time, a different style. So let's stop with all comparison. I would start with that. Like, I'm not comparing myself to anybody else. I'm just going to look at my situation. That would be step number 1. Step number 2 is, what can I do to change my mindset? Like, do you think you're in a place to change your mindset? Are you feeling depressed because of postpartum, or what's going on with the mindset?
I feel like I can because I feel like I'm very aware of it. And when I do get flustered or frustrated, or I feel that I can feel myself getting to that, and then I almost then get annoyed with myself because I'm feeling that way. Like snap out of it. You need to just stop. So I need to just kind of learn to actually not get to that point, and just feel more calm, I guess, from the
Well, I
beginning.
think you're talking about the difference between being reactive and proactive. So when you say snap out of it and all that, that's a reaction to what's going on. I would actually look at it differently, and I would take a proactive approach, and I would make kind of a deal with yourself that maybe you start the day in a completely different way. Like, I'm going to give myself grace today. I know that I have time today and I can only get so many things done, and I'll feel proud of the things I can't get done. And those things that I can't get done, I will put off to tomorrow, or I'll ask somebody to help me. I'll ask family to come around. Like, I think you just have to change from going, to the reactive part of it, where you're sort of giving yourself a hard time, to the proactive part, which is, I'm in control and I'm going to have an amazing day. And if I only get 3 things done on that to-do list, that's what I get done. And that can be okay too. What if you changed it from reactive to proactive?
Yeah, just kind of start the day off with that mindset instead of having to tell
Completely.
myself after.
How are you starting the day?
Yeah, with lack of sleep. So that, I guess,
Okay.
puts it off already on a rough start. So
And then as soon as you get up, what do you do?
it's immediately into breakfast and then could be right to workout. Then it's right to playtime. It just kind of gets
Correct.
kind of gets going.
I think you need to change your morning because I'm a big believer in how you start your day is how you finish it. So maybe you just set the alarm even 10 minutes sooner and you take 10 minutes to yourself. And if you're not getting enough sleep at night, maybe you have to get some help. Again, I think it's okay to ask for help when you're a new mom, to your husband, to family members that are around, to friends, to say, any chance you could come for half a day and help me out? I just need a break. I mean, I used to actually go and check into a hotel. I was so exhausted and say, I'm just taking the night and hand the baby over. And I would go and I would lie in the bath and order room service. And I mean, it's exhausting being a new mom. So I just think part of this is also taking care of yourself first.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I totally get that. And I'm definitely someone who has a hard time asking for help because sometimes I'm expecting people to look around and be like, oh, I think she needs help, instead of just flat out saying, hey, I could use some help. So that's definitely something I could take more time to.
All right. So that's number 3 we've come up with, right? So number 3 is I'm going to change my philosophy on asking for help. If there's any time to ask for help, it's now. And there isn't anybody that doesn't love to be around a new baby. So I would start asking for help. And it's either watching the baby or come over and help me with the dishes because I have to breastfeed or whatever it is. I would literally start asking for help. And everyone loves helping a new mom. They just do.
Okay. Yeah. Definitely me more, like you said, proactive about doing that. So.
Okay. And then lastly, I think just, again, more practical solutions like what do you need? A nighttime nanny one night a week? Do you need to go back to work 3 days so that you not so crushed in the 2 days? What else can you do strategically to help yourself?
Yeah, I guess maybe even like finding someone who could possibly come to the house and maybe be like a sitter while I'm home to work, and they can be around, look into those options.
Love that option because again, that's less expensive also, but there's somebody who's just there. So you're still can keep an eye on the baby, but they're holding the baby, they're feeding the baby, whatever it is. And then you can get more done both at work and for all your home stuff as well.
Yeah.
All right.
I
So
think
we
that
went over a lot of stuff. Just line it up for me, the things you're going to try to do differently.
first and foremost, I think just start my morning, even if it's just a little bit earlier, just to kind of clear my head, asking for help, whether it's like family, but even asking for help in terms of finding someone who could possibly come and help and stuff. But I think ultimately it's help seems to be the biggest thing, whether it's help from other people or even just helping myself with giving myself like a little bit more time.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I do think the grace part, like give yourself grace. This is a very important period of your life. It's also extremely stressful part of your life. And so take care of yourself. Take the extra 10 minutes in the morning. Go get a massage, whatever it is, because you're not going to get this time back and you want to show up as the best mom ever. And you can't do that if you're exhausted and pulled in a million different directions.
Right. Or feeling stressed about things that are not even that important. Yeah.
Correct. All right. So try all of those things because we came up with a million great suggestions here. Try some of them and then call back and let us know how it's going.